Put your feed with my fin. Best believe we'll bend more corners than you thought. To something right is ball. More zigzags, believe that. Token. Where you're from? Oakland. Smoking. You got five on it? Welcome to Bart. Next stop, Oakland.
Just win, baby.
Yo, yo, yo. You got five on it? Put your feed with my fin. We're gonna do this tonight. We're gonna do a nice little quick little show. Like I said, on Friday nights, this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be like the pre-party to the pre-party. Like the game's gonna be on Sunday. We just gonna get ready and amped up on Friday. So on Fridays, we're gonna do shows where we're gonna put five on it. We're gonna talk about five things that we're gonna focus on. And this weekend, this Friday, not this weekend, but this Friday, we're going to talk about five battles in camp that you should not overlook. And then we're going to do the segment hot or not so hot take. And that's when I take that I've heard, play it, and we're going to rate it. Do we need to put one ice cube in it, four ice cube yaks in it, or whatnot to see if it's a hot take, if it stands on its own straight, no chaser, straight laced. Then we got a call in session for you guys. You guys want to vent? You guys want to go against something, got smoke with something I said? Um, you something you want to get you off your chest? Something that you mad at? We got that you mad, Brody? We got that segment, you mad, Brody? So if you're mad, you can get off where you're mad at. So once y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, you notice tonight I got the I told you so's on. So when I'm telling you, when I got these on, I'm trying to tell y'all, pay attention, pay close attention. And so these are the five battles in camp that you do not want to overlook. See what's up with it. What's up with we the people? Bruce Willis was good with you, brethren. All right, here we go. The number one battle in camp that we should not be overlooking is Caleb Rogers. Now, a lot of people are very high on Caleb Rogers. When I seen him, I kind of like his personality, but I don't necessarily know how well he played. He didn't play very well last year, but it could be partly of circumstances and also scheme fit. So maybe this year he will get his chance to get into the starting position. A lot. Some people were saying that he was going to start over JPJ, which I don't believe. That's weird. Um, but there is another guard position, and it's with Spencer Burford. Spencer Burford is supposed to be the starter right now. Well, he's the tentative starter, and that's just simply because he has the most experience. It's easy to put the guys with the most experience on the top. Like I said in camp, usually that's your position to lose, not for you to fight for and win. So if you allow someone to come from under you and take your position, then they earned it. And if you lose it, then you lost it. So Caleb Rogers, although I do not think he's going to take JPJ's, I do believe that this position, but I mean this battle between Caleb Rogers and Spencer Burford is going to be big. Now I could throw another name in there. I know you guys like, and I also like as well Trey Zoom. I know a lot of people didn't like this pick when it first happened. I was elated with the pick. This was even before I knew all the intangibles that he had. I just understood where we were going with the pick. So you might not want to sleep on him as well. So that's going to be one heck of a position battle because that guard position is essentially, I would say, essentially the only position on the line that's really going to have a super intense battle. Now, there might be a little battle somewhere else on the line, but this one position is the one that's up for grabs. The Raiders brought in Burford. This is when we didn't have anybody, projected for that position. We needed to address the trenches before we even went to the draft. So that way we didn't have to draft multiple O linemen. We drafted multiple O linemen last year. It's kind of time to see if they're going to pan out or not. I get that the last regime didn't even play them that much because he didn't believe in playing rookies early in the season, which I understand why. Um, but it just didn't work out overall because just all the shenanigans and against the shenanigans that was going on with that. So we're gonna get the chance to see our third round pick from last year to see if they pan out, to see if they need to stay or if they need to go. So number one is Caleb Rogers, Spencer Burford. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's a position battle that you think is going to heat up? And who do you think is going to win that position battle? Am I right with either one of them? Do you guys feel Trey Zoom will sneak in and take it from both of them? What do you guys feel about that position right there in the left guard position? Okay, so the number two, we got my football number, or one of them. Uh, Remember, I just said that that's probably the guard left guard position is probably the main position battle. I think another position battle that is brewing is the right tackle position. Yes, with DJ Glaze. DJ Glaze. Now, DJ Glaze haven't really been challenged at that position since he like kind of inherited that position. Now, DJ Glaze has been solid for the Raiders. He was the only lineman last year that did not get injured and started all the games. So that means a lot. That says a lot, especially with all the confusion that was going on the D line. Well, that was just going on the offensive line, I mean, and the lack of offensive continuity that we had. So DJ Glaze has been the pillar there. And he hasn't really turned the corner all the way, but he's been doing good enough where we're not necessarily looking for someone else to take that position. Now the question is, who is going to give him a run for his money, if anyone, this off in this preseason? I initially thought that it was going to be Charles Grant. I think this is going to be a position battle, but I don't think it's going to be much of a position battle. I thought personally that Grant was going to come in and maybe take challenge DJ for his position, maybe even take his position and force Glaze to move inside, maybe go to the right guard position and then move JPJ to the left guard position. But after our show with the good Raider, you guys can go look at it. It was just a couple of days ago. Um, he brought some things to my attention that I really did not consider and I really should have considered. Um, and it's simply because I haven't seen a lot of Grant play, but I felt like if he had a good chance that he could compete, and he has the mentality. But it's the size. He's not the biggest guy, and it's going to be imperative at that right tackle position that someone's there that can hold it down. And he's considerably smaller than DJ Glaze, and DJ Glaze is a prototypical size for that tackle position. So I say that that position battle with DJ Glaze and Charles Grant is going to heat up, and Grant is going to have to simply just play lights out during this training camp and this preseason to make that move. I just don't necessarily see it playing out that way. So what do you guys think about that? I picked two places on the O line. The O line is going to be one of the most competitive parts of our team, and I would argue the most important part at this point right now. And this think we're going to have a very solid line, but who is going to be there? Let me see what you guys think in the chat. Well, I'll look up their measurables. Okay, here we go. We have DJ Glaze at 6'4", 331 pounds. And then we have Charles Grant at 6'4", 304 pounds. That's 27 pounds difference. Now, can Grant make up that with his power and strength? That is what's going to be seen. That's what's going to be remain to be seen. So I think that that's going to be a good position battle. I think Glaze may edge that out again just because of the experience and his durability. I think it's going to be important that we have linemen that we can rely on. We do have some good depth pieces, so if in the event that our line does start to dissipate during the year, we do have people that can step in, and we don't have to go make emergency calls to like a Stone Forsythe or the other guy that we picked up at the end of the year, and scrambling and scraping trying to find old linemen. So that's going to be a good position battle on the O line as well. Let's get to the number 3 of the 5 on it. Let's get to number 3. Okay. All right. Another position battle that we want to pay attention to. Now, this is going to be one a shocker for a lot of people, but it shouldn't really be. Palu Ma'u and I say Dalton Johnson. A lot of people are sleeping on Dalton Johnson. I think he is going to be the most value pick at the position that we draft him at. That's not to say he's going to be the best player that we drafted, but what I'm saying for the value, I think this guy is going to be it. Now, I love me some Palomaro. I love how he plays. I love how he just goes about the work. And even last year, playing out of position. And when you plan safety, it's easy for you to get exposed if you're not really well read at that. And that's where he got exposed. So much to the point where people are sitting here thinking now that Palomao is not even going to be on the team, maybe get traded. This is his contract year, or he might not be on the team for that much longer. I personally think there's a place for him on this team. I think we need to re-sign him. Anytime we have players in the secondary that has some kind of continuity with our defense, we need to hold on to that player. Now, Dalton Johnson, he's going to come in and he's going to be that second guy for Traden Stukes. They already had chemistry together. They already know, they already got that synergy. And I don't think he'll come in and start, but I do think he'll come in and turn some heads. One thing I do like about Dalton Johnson is he says it doesn't matter where you put him. He's going to give you 100%. He's going to, even if that means starting off on the special teams as a hitter, he's going to go out there and do his thing. And I really, really like that attitude. I like that he's about doing the work. So I really, really like that. So that position battle is going to kind of be interesting on the back end because we do need multiple guys that can play free safety. We don't want to find ourselves in a position where we have to rely on Palomalo playing free safety again. If something was to knock on wood, if you with me, if something was to happen to Stooks, or we don't have the versatility to take him from being the one high safety or the free safety. We want to be able to be versatile where we can put him in the nickel sometimes so he can stop the run sometimes. And sometimes we want him to be able to play free safety where the strong safety can come and be like a strong, what was that, box safety, or be in the nickel and guard short areas. So it's all about versatility for this defense. Dalton Johnson is a versatile player. Paul Mount, he tried to be versatile. He played free safety last year. He got his lumps and his growing pains out the way, and maybe he can use some of that to his advantage and work his way back onto this roster next year. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's gonna Paul Miles not gonna be here next year? Do you think he's gonna end up getting his position taken from by Dalton Johnson? I personally don't think he's gonna get his position taken yet, but I do think Dalton Johnson is future of our safety along with Stoops. Except for now, we have a safety that can actually cover by nature, not try to learn it on the fly. So that'll be good for us in the future. So we got players that's going to help us today, and we got players that's going to help us tomorrow. Let's see what the chat talking about. Eva, what's good with you? How you doing, Miss? Miss, we don't have a lot of ladies on the show, so welcome, welcome. Let me see. We shouldn't. I don't know what that say. These glasses are dark. Boy, it says we should be able to bully other D lines with our size. I agree. Johnson wins the battle, but Powell is still going to be a factor for us in the box and for depth. Yes, I agree. Because Jerry Chin definitely got the game on lock, right? Chin got the game on lock. He came in and did his thing, and I can't say Paul Mall didn't do his thing either because he had over 100 tackles last year too. So both our safeties had 100 tackles. Um, I don't particularly like our safeties to have 100 tackles, but they did. So that means they were active. They were getting active. Oh, so you think Dalton Johnson may come in? That's good. That's good insight right there. Um, and if Paul Mall needs to come off the bench, that's cool. But what are we going to do? Are we going to re-sign this guy? Do you guys think we're going to re-sign him? Okay. Number four. Number four. Four. On following him. This is going to be the T. Ron Crawford watch party. I call him mental reps because he came out the second day and he said they shut him down due to and he was taking mental reps. And if we was playing and that happened, then we'll nickname you mental reps or something like that until you stop being on the sideline so much. I don't think he's been on the sideline again, but he's called mental reps until I see him uh, show out on the field. I really like this pick. Ron Crawford, I think he's going to be coming off that age his hair on fire, and he's going to grab some sacks for us. Now, who is he going to be competing with in camp? Now, this might not be a direct competition, but I need one of these two players to either ball all the way out or they work well together to help each other ball out. Now, as far as the competition in camp, I'm talking about Malcolm Kuntz. Malcolm Kuntz is on his second prove it deal. We were excited with him the year that he came out and played and got like 6 sacks at the end of the season, and then he ended up getting injured. And then we gave him a prove it deal, only 4 sacks, 4.5 sacks. It's not really what we're looking for, but we got him for the low ski, so we can run it back one more time. But I don't see us running it back no more times if he don't show out this year. There's a lot of players that's on contract that's about to have their contract ended, and they need to earn their position and their money. And Malcolm Kuntz is one of those guys. And if he doesn't do that, we have to replace him. And I think one of the replacements that we already have built in is in this guy, Keyron Crawford. And we don't need him to do much. We just need him to get to the quarterback. That's it. Get to the quarterback. And that's all we've been asking for Kuntz is to help get to the quarterback so the stress isn't all on Max Crosby. Keyron Crawford is my fourth to watch in this camp coming up. And Malcolm Kuntz as well, because like I said, he's gonna have to put up or shut up or get out if he don't show up. And I'm talking like 7, 8 tackles. I mean sacks. We need 7, 8 sacks. And if you don't have the 10, 9 sacks, 8 sacks, I'm gonna need you to help Keyron Crawford to get that many sacks. So if combined together they come up with 15, 16 sacks, then I'll consider keeping Kuntz at that position. But we need him to ball. So let's go with the number five, the fifth of the I got five on it. Now this is a special fifth. In camp, this is who you need to watch. Tucker, Naylor, Besh, Thornton, and Benson. Those five guys, they're not competing against each other. They're competing against the NFL. I need all five of them guys to step up their games tremendously. Real big, you underdig? Colossal. Godzilla, never Godzuki. We need a Choppy Mondo real big. We need them to step up. Trey Tucker, you're the leader there. We need you to step up. We seen you play good. We need you to take it to another level. Put another gear in there. Naylor, now this is your chance. You on the open highway. Now you can open it up. Let's see what you got. Jay Bash, there's a lot of hating going on, saying that you're a tight end and you can't get separation and there's a lot of knocks on you. So you need to come out and shut up a lot of these doubters. I have confidence in you because if you have 20 receptions and 29 targets and you had like 200 and something yards and you're getting over 10 yards a catch, what that tells me is that you're a possession receiver and you might be very valuable on third down. And you don't need to be wide open to catch the ball. You're the type of receiver, the way your frame is, you can get between you can get yourself between the defender and the ball. And if you can do that, you can win that a lot of times. He's a good catcher of the ball, and I expect him to step up as well. And DT, Dante Thornton, you started last year, bro. I get that we didn't run our offense efficiently and we didn't use you to your capability, but that's not going to be the situation this year. So this is a season that you need to break out as well, as long with Jay Besh, because we got to justify the picks last year. We can't get an A in the draft this year and get an F in the draft last year. That's a C average. That's not above average. So we need you guys to pan out. And Benson, a lot of people are high on him, and I think he's going to do well. I think he's a gamer. He's the type of guy that's going to play well during the game. He might not flash that much during practice, and you will see some flashes of it, but I think what you'll see is an altered beast out of him when game day comes. I think he's fast, but I think his game speed is faster. It's just certain guys that they're quick, but they're fast when the game in the game. Even with the pads on and everything, you might run a 4.3 without pads, 4.36, and then you get the pads on, you run a 4.32 for some reason. That defies the logic of it all. But some people are just gamers like that. I think I was a gamer too because when somebody's chasing after you, it is what it is. You just out there trying to max out. You're not trying to get caught. And especially when you have a bunch of people chasing after you. See, me, I used to talk a lot, as you could tell. So um, I used to have a lot of funk on the field. So they're always trying to get me. So if I got the ball, I know that they're coming after me with reckless abandon. Even playing quarterback, the D linemen used to talk a lot all the time. All the time. They coming. So when you're running scared, you run a little faster. Like I said, when you're on offense, it's rare that you got to get to hit back unless you're a wide receiver. And they even took that out the game. But as our wide receivers, I need us to step up as a unit. We need to block as a unit. We need to learn in the play. We need to get on our playbook because the plays aren't going to be super complicated. It's just that we're going to have to remember all the shifts and we're going to have to know who we're going to block and all the things that's not sexy with being a wide receiver. We're going to need to do those things well for this offense to really, really get to its potential. So I'm looking for our five wide receivers to step up in camp. I'm looking at them as a whole, not competing with each other, but as a whole. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any Any players to watch in camp that we should not overlook? Charm City, what's good with you? Bruce Willis said, I got Naylor making a big impact. I'm not surprised. He probably will. I think he is. He's getting his chance to really not be under the shadows of the other wide receivers that was in Minnesota. So here's his chance. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Let me think. Uh, I can't think of nowhere else. The corner position, but I don't. That's wide open. But I think those five would do it. Those five would do it right there. All right, let's get to our next segment. Is hot or not so hot take. It says, yeah, you're interested in how the defense going to play. That's going to be our gritty third down guy. Yeah, that's what I think so too. I think he's going to be the guy that gets us our first downs, and that's good. I like that. I like that for him. Okay, let's get to our segment. Let's get to our segment. Hot take, hot or not so hot take. I want you guys to listen to it, and when you guys figure out, let me know if you think this hot take. If it's a hot take, I mean like 100% hot take with no cubes or straight, no chaser, straight laced. But if it needs a little bit of cooling down, just a little bit, we're gonna give it one ice cube. If it's all the way just you need to cool it down because you're just doing too much, we're gonna drop them four ice cubes in it. You know, it's like each cube is 25%. Like so, if it's not so hot take, but you kind of maybe if you squint, you can kind of see it, or if you halfway agree with it, or you halfway don't agree with it, then that's with the two cubes. Now let's start with our very first take. Let's see.
AOC fits the system per Kubiak and the OC. Yeah, he does. He does. Now I want to see him move around just a little bit. I'm not saying for him to be mobile, just manipulate the pocket. And I think him in his fourth year, he has a chance to really manipulate the pocket, and we'll see a more pro ready AOC than we've seen in years past. I'll tell you that.
Okay, what y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? You're gonna see a more pro-ready AOC in his fourth year, and this system works for him. And what do you guys think? How many ice cubes do you give it? Uh, let's see. You know how much I love talking about AOC while he here. Um, what are you guys gonna give it? What are you guys gonna give it? Let me see if you guys. I have love for AOC, but four ice cubes. Charm City, four ice cubes. You guys might be surprising me with this one. And it's an ice cube emoji too. You guys can hit the ice cube emoji. Uh, Webb does that. It's dope when he does that. Okay, I'm going to give this one surprisingly two ice cubes. I'm gonna give it two ice cubes. And the reason why I'm gonna give it two ice cubes is because I agree that he may be able to play a little bit better in this system, a little bit better in this system. Like instead of getting hurt in 4 games, he might get hurt in 6 games. But what I will say is this: I don't think he's going to be a better quarterback this year because there was no progression last year. Last year, he didn't even play at all. He only played the last game of the year, so there is no comfortability in the pocket. The thing about AOC is he knows that he's not going to be able to flush the pocket, so he has to throw the ball from the pocket, or they have to move the pocket. Um, what I would like to see him do is to navigate the pocket a little bit better, like take those half steps to the left or half step to the right, or step up a little bit and make the throws. I've seen him do it in his rookie year. I know he can do it, but he's been injured every since then. So that confidence just isn't there. So as much as I don't think the AOC is the answer for us at quarterback, I do in this system think he can play his best football in this system, but I just don't agree that he's better to the point that we should consider him starter material. All right, here we go. Here's for the second one. Oh, wait, I forgot to. And I know, you guys are maybe not even gonna call in yet, but I'm gonna throw the number up there anyway. Get up. Eventually, you guys will start calling in when we get closer to the season when you have something to be mad at for real. Because right now, it ain't too much to be mad at. But here we go in our second hot or not so hot take.
Clearly, what I'm saying is start. If Kirk doesn't start the first preseason game, and then Mendoza play the third quarter, and then AOC play the fourth quarter, the first game, and then the second game, then AOC starts, and then Kirk Cousins play one quarter, and then Mendoza play another quarter, and then the third game Mendoza plays, he starts and play 2 quarters, and then it's 1 quarter and 1 quarter. That's what y'all. That's even. That's even during the whole training camp. And what I'm telling you is that's not going to happen. It's not even going to look nothing like that. It's going to look nothing like that.
Hey,
But they
Okay. So we're hearing that there's going to be a quarterback battle. And how are they going to determine that? There's 3 preseason games. There's 3 quarterbacks. They're supposed to all get reps with the first and see who is going to come out and who's going to come out ahead. My question to y'all is that really going to be how that works? That's what this take is. Is that really going to be how it works? Is it going to be that they're going to spend the whole preseason trying to figure out who's the best quarterback, and then after the third game, we're going to decide who's going to be the starter after that? This take is saying that is going to be nothing like that. So that's contrary to what is being said. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think, how many cubes do you give that take? How many ice cubes do you give that take? Bruce Willis says about the last one, he should be better, but not worried about him. When it's his term, he has to come in. He will win a couple games for us, and that's all we need. And I agree. I do agree with that. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. What do you guys think about this latest take? Do you guys think that there is a real quarterback competition going on, or do you think they pretty much already have it kind of figured out? What do you guys think? And for this one, I'm going to give this one 1 ice cube. I'll give this one 1 ice cube because although it is a competition, there is a chance that, maybe that quarterbacks, if they play very, very well, that they'll get a chance to take a position or anything like that. We don't know how they're going to go about determining who the quarterback is, but I don't believe that there is a real quarterback competition Otherwise, I would give this one straight no chaser. But there is a small chance that they want to see if AOC can be that backup. Is AOC going to be able to stay on the team this year, because this is a contract year for him as well? And will he be able to come in if needed? And I just think if we don't feel like that he can play that part, then we probably gonna move without him. But I think he'll be able to hold that position down. So, as much as I don't think that there's a quarterback competition, I do think that the competition is going to be important, only to the level to see if AOC can be that emergency quarterback or the QB2 in this situation. Um, he might not be the second best quarterback, but he will be QB2. So we're going to do two of those tonight. Charm City said, I think they already have everything figured out. Yes. Yes. I agree with you. I agree. Let me check these up, boy. Said Kirko change Mendoza AOC or Mendoza Kirko AOC. That's the order. So Kirko change Mendoza AOC or Mendoza Kirko AOC. That's the order. Yeah, I don't think they brought in Kirk Cousins to be the backup. I just don't think they brought him in at all to be the backup. And I think that Cousins made that clear coming here that he was not going to be the backup. Yes, he's saying that may the best player win, and he it should be the best player. He should not lose out to a rookie playing at the level that he plays at. So he should not lose his position. Now, if he go out there and he just can't function, then it is what it is. But I'm not foreseeing that, and that's why I don't think he's necessarily going to um, be the backup. I don't think he came here to be the backup. Bruce Willis says no competition, but they got to say that to the media. Like Charm said, they got their minds made up already. Thank you guys. You guys are getting it. You guys are getting it, or you guys already got it, but you guys are. That's why it don't have to be a whole bunch of people over here. I just need the smart people over here. That don't mean you got to agree with what I'm saying, but I need you guys to have some sort of logic going on with what y'all saying, other than just how you feel about things. Men, we don't lead with our feelings. We lead with logic. And then we prioritize our logic, then we handle our emotions. Not the other way around, not prioritize our emotions and then try to figure it out logically. So shout out to the chat raiders, because they kind of get it. Because I keep trying to tell people it's not a competition. They just have to say that. It's called coach speak. Yes, Kirk does throw a nice ball. Absolutely, he does. And that's not even the part that makes it even beautiful. It's his ability to read defenses. If our O line is half as, if it's a half a step better, no, it's not going to be a half a step better. Our O line is already going to be like a full step or two better than it was last year. But if we could just get twice as much from our line than we did last year, and that's not asking a lot. Kirk Cousins is going to go crazy for 3,500, 33 to 3,500 yards, and that's being nice, because I think he can really go for like 38 to 4,000, depending on uh, how nice the O line really get. So I'm gonna give him like 3,600, like 25, 26, 27 touchdowns, maybe 12 interceptions, no more than 13, and that's good right there. That's going to be good. Charm City say, I stopped putting my feelings into the Raiders a long time ago. That's what you that's that's what you gotta do when it comes to the Raiders. You gotta take your feelings out of it, because you will get your heart broke every time. Like, I used to say after all this, are you guys ready? Hotel California, Heartbreak Hotel. This is a heartbreak hotel. The Raiders used to always, because we find new ways to lose every time. Like we damn near don't lose twice the same way, but we will make up a way that we have not lost before to lose. So you do have to get your feelings out of it. You're a real one. You're a real Raider fan for real. Turk was in the system in Minnesota, wasn't he? Absolutely, he was. He said, "I tried to, but it's hard." Yes, Kirk Cousins definitely was in that system uh, with Kubiak. So he's familiar with the system. He's going to hit the ground running. The only thing that's going to stop him, God forbid, knock on wood if you with me, is if he has an injury or he just fall off the cliff like they thought Tom Brady was going to do. But I don't think that's going to happen with Kirk Cousins. I think he playing with a chip on his shoulder. He playing for another contract. And if you don't know anything about him, when it's contract time, he puts up because that's why he ended up making as much money as he has. Because when it's his time, he puts up. All he needed really was a team to land on and stay there for a while. That didn't really happen like that. So he ended up bouncing around the league. Even in this situation, it's not as if he's going to be like here a long time. So he's already understand his role and what he's going to come in and do. I just think he's going to thrive at that position the best he can. So that is the hot or not segment right there. I hope you guys like on Friday so we can do more of those. I kind of like those. And the takes are gonna get crazier and crazier as the season goes on, especially once we win games. Yeah. So put in the chat what number how many yards you guys think that Kirk Cousins is gonna throw for? That's why you're gonna got him in the range of 3,500. That's a lot. 3,500 is a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. Okay, let's get to the last segment before we get to the other segment. Brody, you mad? Brody, you mad? What's wrong, Brody? You mad? Let me see. Charm City says about 3,500 yards as well. That's good. That's a nice number. Brody, you mad? All right, let's talk about it since I ain't got no calls yet. I guess I have to get off where I'm mad at. And what am I mad about? Black, they say black is mad about everything. He always mad. He don't like nothing. I'm angry, smurf from all of that. What do I not like? What I don't like is what I'm not liking is the emotionalism from our fans. I understand why we like that though, because we've been getting hit upside our head so many different ways. So the emotionalism of our fans, I'm hoping that this year we can go into it a little bit more objective. Because I know last year when Pete Carroll said that we're going to win a bunch of games, or we're going to win a few games, or a bunch of games, and then he said that he's going to win 10 games, and we took that and ran with it. And when I say we, not me, but the nation took that and ran with it. And then consequently, now they got hit over the head. And the PTSD, the post traumatic Super Bowl deficiency, is even worse. It just got worse now. So now they scared. I remember at the beginning of the offseason, everybody was scared to say how many wins we are going to get. Oh, I'm gonna wait till the schedule come out. I'm like, well, we know who we gonna play because we just didn't know what order. And you telling me we couldn't beat more than four of these teams? I really had to literally come online and scream that until everybody decided to catch up, and then all of a sudden we 12 wins, 10 wins, 9 wins, 8 wins. Okay, cool. That's the optimism. A little too much for me, but hey, anything can really happen. if we really get that O-line shored up and the uh our offense attack is all that with this run game, which I think is going to be because we're going to run that pill. We're going to tote that tater. So I think that we can really make some moves there. So I just don't want us to be so emotional. We started off last year saying we're not going to look at the record. What did we do? Start looking at the record. I hope we can do the same thing this year, except for when we get around 5 or 6 wins, let's not start being like, oh, we have Super Bowl playoff team and all that other stuff. Let's just let the process play itself out. Do not start calling for the quarterback change early. Let's not be that. Let's not do that. Let's have like a season where we're following the lead of the head office. Because remember, I said we win championships from the top down, not the player up. And the fans is right, but where does the fans land? Because it could be from the top down and from the not from the player up. But the fan is a part of that. And if the fans get on board, the players are going to feel that. It's the synergy is of and we can create a home field advantage. That's one thing we have not had is a home field advantage. We need teams to, when they play us, they have some sort of fear, not thinking that this is going to be vacation in Las Vegas. That we get to go see our team play Vegas and then hang out in Vegas too, like, and then go see a circus show. No, 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 no. It ain't gonna be one of those. It ain't gonna be one of those. We need to be able to pump fear into teams' heart, and they might fly over here, but they gonna limp back. Maybe not get beat up this year, but they gonna know that we're coming. And so, we need a little bit more pride out of our fans and stop being so emotional. I know it's hard, but let's stop being so emotional. One other thing that I want to kind of not necessarily vent about, but I kind of want to just talk about a little bit is have you guys seen Abram and what he said about Josh McDaniels and sabotaging? Now, I was telling y'all that I was saying this to anybody that will listen that it's a Trojan horse type deal. Like we literally let them bring in the Trojan horse and we accepted it. We should have never accepted a McDaniels hire. If we want to crash out, we should have crashed out about that. Now, Abrams come out and says that, he essentially sabotaged us and he should go to jail. Basically saying he was criminal. It was criminal what he was doing. I would agree that it was criminal what he was doing. Not only was so criminal that he sabotaged the team, he was sabotaging us with the play calls because we know he's a great play caller. Because look what he does when he went with the Patriots. Maybe it's just a Patriots thing. I don't know, but I know that he knows how to play call. He knows how to call plays, not where receivers run into each other or one DB can guard two receivers because all you gotta do is push this wide receiver into the other wide receiver. The way he did our quarterback DC for that was just terrible. Like hijacked the franchise. So it was definitely criminal. Now, some people say, well, Abrams wasn't that good of a player or whatever. He underachieved, dang near borderline bust. Yeah, it don't matter if he was all those things, if he's still telling the truth. The truth is the truth. Now, could he be inflating it a little bit? Could be, but we know for the most part that he's telling the truth. And we should be angry at the franchise for allowing that to happen. Like, use that same energy y'all be having when y'all mad at Max because Max is upset that our franchise is doing weird stuff and he don't want to be the next one that's on the wall because it seems like that's what they do to all our good players. We want to get rid of them at a certain point and try to get some kind of value out of them. That is the better way. As a matter of fact, so much that shout out to Pizzle, he reminded me that that's the reason why they was mad at Howie Long. Al Davis was mad at Howie Long because he retired before he can get rid of him and get some value out of him. But Howie was smart enough to not get worked like that. And I see the same thing with Max Crosby. He wasn't trying to get worked like that. And he basically asked for them to do something or trade him. And I don't have a problem with that. And I think we need to get over that before the season starts. I think we need to get over that before the season starts. So, so that's my little mini rant. I'm surprised somebody should came up here and said, well, "Oh yeah, Willie Wayne." I think says, well, don't talk about AOC. Don't talk about AOC. AO12. This is my thing. This is my thing, y'all. What needs to happen is he needs to go back to number 4 because that's when he played his best. And see, that's another reason why I'm didn't like McDaniels because they know dang on well he wasn't on number 4 and they did that to troll him. That's why I get mad at because people get upset because Matt said Flock Nation. He was wrong for that. I get that. He was wrong for that. But they our franchise aren't they do some weird stuff too all the time. They troll and all that other stuff and making competent decisions and all that other stuff. Like it don't get no more weirder than that. They literally kicked DC out the franchise. Tell them don't come back. You can't even help or nothing. Just get up out of here. And then we gonna get this guy. He gonna draft a quarterback and give him his number for no reason. Just gave it to him. Like that's criminal and weird. So that's what I'm mad about that. So let's turn this around. Let's start look at the positives. I'm not talking about just to be positive, like like it's euphoria and utopia in society. I'm saying let's look at the things that's actually happening and be excited about those things and not thinking that it's going to turn out negative. So happy Friday, my peoples. Thank you for hacking in with the bar. I did 2 shows today. I keep trying to do more and more shows. I'm almost to the point where I need to get. I want to get to. I want to. My goal before the season was to get to 5,000 subs, which is going to be pretty difficult. But I'm at 2,200 right now. So if we can get to 3,500, I'll be satisfied. We're almost there at the watch hour point. Watch time, and I need to get like another 6 or 700 out of the 4,000. I've been grinding really, really hard this off season. This is the hardest part to get views too because there's nothing to talk about. A lot of the fans aren't gonna engage in the content during the off season. It's easy to try to make your mark during the season when there's a lot of people. But I really shout out to all the content creators that's really putting in the work, that's grinding. I know for the next couple of weeks, people are going to take vacation, which is probably a good best time for it. This channel is business decision sports. I usually talk about all sports, but I started concentrating on the Raiders in particular because I talk about all the Bay Area teams, really the Warriors, the Raiders, the Cal, just anything that's Bay Area related. And I'll talk about other teams, but I focus on the Bay Area teams. But what was upsetting me was how our fan base was happening, was responding. Like they were really whining about everything, crying about everything, like literally like whining, crying about everything. And I'm like, you guys don't see that? I don't see that. Okay, let me help you see that. 'Cause maybe if I help you see that, then it won't hit you as hard. It's hard to get surprised by something that you're aware of. So I'm trying to help you guys be aware of some things. I've been the Raider for longer than most of these people that's out here. There's some that's been out there longer than me, but there's some out there that's claiming to be the ultimate Raider and no one is greater. And I'm like, yeah, I've been a Raider longer than you, and I grew up on 71st. Like literally my church where I was baptized and everything is literally walking distance from my church to the Coliseum. Matter of fact, it's so close that in service we can hear the crowd if we don't get out by 1 o'clock. So we used to get out of church about 1:15. That's how close. And where the first place I stayed, on 71st, was literally right down the street from there. And then until we moved into a house. And then from my bedroom window, I literally could see the Oakland Coliseum all the time, every day, all the time, every day. Whenever they had fireworks, every day, saw that. So I'm so Oakland, it's ridiculous. I'm so Oakland, it's ridiculous. But hey, I'm all about One Nation. That is my brand, One Nation. I know people say that we're One Nation, but they don't act like it's One Nation. Me, this is One Nation, and there's only one nation, the Raider Nation. You know what? Make sure y'all don't go nowhere, because in a few minutes, go to the Silver and Black Lounge. We got Raider Band got a good show in tap for you guys tonight. Uh, so I hope you guys enjoy it, because I'm a Raider, you're a Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas.
A Raider, I'm a Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.